Hi, this is Raven, and for some time now I've had people ask me how do you fly a helicopter with keyboard and mouse, and also just how do you fly a helicopter. So I thought I'd create a sort of helicopter training school series, um, and this one is just going to look at the basics. So let's start with the helicopter key bindings. So if you just go to Escape, Options, Controls, and the drop down, go to Helicopter, Movement, and here you'll see my bindings. So for the purposes of the training, I would try and copy what I've got here down, and then once you've completed the training and you're more comfortable flying, then you can sort of tweak these to better suit you. But for now I would go ahead and copy these down, and that includes what I've deleted as well. So anything that hasn't got a space there, make sure you get rid of it. So let's go back, and I'm also just for now gonna look at third person view, and as we go through the training we'll eventually end up in first person. So just go ahead and get in the helicopter. Now with your scroll wheel on your mouse, just go down to auto hover and press spacebar to turn it on, and you'll see the third icon in is like a up and down arrow. Now by the end of the training as well, hopefully you won't ever use auto hover again. I've never used auto hover, and I've seen so many people use it and get into trouble, and so hopefully this will get you away from using that. So just for now though, we've got auto hover on, and what we're going to do is we're just going to look at the collective. So in a helicopter, the three helicopters I've flown in real life, the collective kind of looks like a handbrake lever in a car. So you pull it up to increase the power, and you put it down to decrease the power. And the other stick in the helicopter is the collective, and that just basically changes the pitch of the rotors. The thing you've got to bear in mind with helicopters is there's a slight delay between the input from your sticks to the actual helicopter moving. So you've got to really sort of take your time. So what we're going to do now is just start with the collective, which is the power, which I have set to keys Z and X. So we'll just turn it on, and I'm going to use Alt just so we can look at the side. So what I'm doing now is I'm just pressing Z every sort of half second, and there you go, it's just lifted up, and I've stopped pressing as soon as it lifts up. Now what I'm going to do is press it, and press it, press it, press it, and you see that there's a slight delay so between me pressing it and it moving, which is good because it's accurate to real life. So now what we're going to do is use X, and I'm pressing again, letting go, and you see it's still falling. So X, let go, and it's still falling. So there's a slight delay, so that's something to bear in mind. And when you get close to the floor, just light taps on the X. And now she's touching the floor, but she's not completely on the ground, so press and hold X until it completely settles. Do you see it just settle there? So just repeat this process so it gets you used to it. So pressing Z again now to go back up. Again a slight delay to lift from the floor. And then X to come down, tap in, tap in, tap in, tap in, tap in, tap in, and then I get closer. I'm going to stop tapping now. I'm going to do very quick light taps until it touches. So that's touching but not settled. So we'll press and hold it now, and it's settled. Because if you have it just slightly up, so we'll go back up again. If we come down, so it's just touching, what you can do is accidentally move it. So if I let go of Alt now and just use the mouse, you'll see it spins. See, I can move it because it's not quite on the ground. So that's why it's important to make sure it's completely on the ground. So X, 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 and then hold X down and it's completely settled. And then we can turn the engine off, and it can still move at this point as it can in real life, so it's best to let it sort of wind down. Unless you're getting shot at, by all means get out. And that covers just the collective. Now for the helicopter to go forward, we need to change the pitch of the rotors and increase power. So that's the next thing we're going to look at. Okay, so now we're going to look at the cyclic, which changes the pitch of the rotors. And for this, we're just literally going to use W and S, which is forward and back. So again, leave your mouse alone. I'm just going to turn around so that we can see the side of the helicopter. Okay. And all I'm going to do now is press and hold Z, which is increase the collective. And we're going to try and get some height. Use your middle scroll wheel to turn off auto hover. We don't need that anymore. So let's just get some height. Okay, so that should do fine. Right, now I've let go of Z, so it's just sitting there happy. What we're going to do now is press W, and I'm not going to touch the collective, I'm just going to press W to change the pitch to go forward, and you're going to see what happens. So just tap W a couple of times. Try and keep the pitch the same, so you might have to tap W a couple more times just to keep that pitch the same. And as you can see, it's very slowly falling out of the sky. So we're going down, we're losing altitude. Okay, so I'll just let it level off again. So we're going forward, but slowly. So if we want to go forward quicker, what we need to do, and at the same altitude, what we want to do is press W and increase the collective, so that's Z. So let's try that. So press forward, get that same attitude, and press and tap Z. You can hold Z if you like, just remember to let go of it. So we're now going quicker, and just let go of them and it will sort of level out. Now to slow down, what we want to do is press X, which lowers the collective, reduces the power until it starts dropping. So it starts dropping, then press S, and you'll see it just stops. So just press W just to level out, and you see we've stopped. And this is what I want you to practice. So going forward and slowing down and stopping, going forward, slowing down and stopping. So that's W to change the pitch, go forward, Z to increase the power, and then when you get going, press X to reduce the power, and then S to pull back on the cyclic, which slows it down. And when you start slowing down to stop, just tilt it forward with W. and then you're in a hover. Okay, so if you just repeat that, and then the next video we're going to look at turning.